Thank you for tuning in to the Modern Day Overthinker podcast. My name is Colin, and I am usually your host. This is episode 50. It worked this time. The first edition of this episode did not work out so well. But I want to send a special thank you to Katie Merritt for attempting that first episode with me, and I appreciate that. This episode was recorded with my good friend Callie. She was the host, I was the guest, and I answered all the questions that I could that were submitted, and you're going to learn a lot, I hope. This was fun to do. Thank you for tuning in if you've already listened to the podcast before, because you made it possible for me to make it this long, because if no one was listening, I don't know if I would put out any more episodes, you know? If no one said, man, I'm glad you're doing what you're doing. Keep doing what you're doing. I love it. I love hearing it. 2023, the podcast is not going anywhere. You can guarantee that. More episodes every Monday until I can't. And some other things as well, which I'll talk about on this episode. So, without further ado, this is episode number 50 of the Modern Day Overthinker podcast.
Welcome to the podcast, Colin.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming on here.
Yeah, no problem. It was pretty difficult for me to not leave my house. So,
yeah. And I'm Callie. I was asked by Colin to host and interview him for the second take of the 50th 50 podcast.
It's weird. And like 30 of them have been this year.
That is incredible. Absolutely incredible. Very impressive to actually stay and stick with something, be consistent.
Yeah, consistency has been something I have struggled with for so long with everything in my life.
Same. Very much same. I think a lot of us can relate with that. But then that's also gives hope that put your mind to something, do things even when you don't want to do them. Yeah.
The thing with the podcast is I always want to do it. There's no doubt about that. There's some pressure like that I had, you know, when I was about to release the 50th episode the first time where I sat down, I plugged in it was recorded on an SD card because I used my friend Ben Woodfield, shout out Ben Woodfield for letting me use his equipment.
Whoop, whoop.
Before I had what I have now, and it recorded directly on an SD card, and I hadn't listened to it because, you know, everything sounded good while we were recording, you know, just like now we were hearing each other, everything was good, so I was like, everything's gonna be fine, I'll just go in, listen to it, edit it, that's what I normally do, and I wish I would have listened to it earlier, but whatever, and I listened to it, and I was like, you can only hear her and you can hear me getting picked up on her microphone. So like, it's like my microphone was useless.
Damn.
So yeah.
Very sad.
But I was like, you know what? Instead of getting really upset about this, I went into straight like, it's Monday. I have to release an episode. So I recorded literally like 10 minutes after that. I hit record and said, I'm doing a solo episode, and just dumped everything I could. And I even told my therapist today, I was like, you should probably listen to that episode. You're gonna get
shout her out.
you're gonna get a lot of insight on, because she's a newer therapist.
Oh.
I'm only seeing a newer therapist right now because of my budget, because therapy is expensive.
Yeah.
And I'm seeing them through my work, through the employee assistance program. So I'm getting 6 free sessions.
That's fantastic.
So
the episode is like a peek into your diary.
yeah, exactly.
That's so nice.
It was just like a journal. It was like journaling and talking directly to my audience. Like, this is what I got going on. I didn't even cover everything. I listened to it and I was like, oh, I should have talked about this. But I did talk longer than I thought I would. I talked for almost 50 minutes. It was like 48 minutes or something. Which usually, like the other times I've tried to do a solo podcast, I'll get to 30 and I'm like, I got nothing else.
That's all I got. Yeah. You must have needed to get it out.
I got into a zone too. I was like, act like you're talking, which I was. Act like someone's here. Or like, remember you're talking directly to someone. Because otherwise, like, it's weird. Because you're sitting there by yourself and you're just talking to yourself. It's like,
I do that all the time.
yeah, I do that anyway, but not for that long.
Yeah, that would be strange.
Yeah. I could have had Myrtle like sit on the. She wouldn't sit still, but
she wants to be a star so bad.
yeah, we had to put my cat downstairs. She's yeah, in her lair though. That she's got everything she needs down there.
Aw, precious baby.
Yeah.
Well, we can get into the best of these questions. Well, actually, I want to circle back to how you dealt with Monday. That sounded like you skipped over a whole bunch of steps that I would normally take, like something failed and then I would wallow in self-pity and be in a terrible mood for at least 7 days straight before I got into the solutions. But it sounded like you jumped straight over that into the solutions. That's amazing.
I was really impressed with myself for doing that, because I don't know why I wasn't mad. I was upset, you know, but I didn't dwell in it at all, because it was just like a huge success when it comes to acceptance. I just accepted literally like something I couldn't change. I couldn't do anything. There was nothing I could do. I mean, I sent like as a last ditch effort, I sent, you know, the audio file to Brian only because I talked to him about it, and he's like, let me look at it. I'm like, dude, it's not gonna work. But you can try, and don't waste too much time. Don't spend any money either. Because he was about to buy some software to try to make it work. I was like, do not do that, please.
Yeah, I talked him down.
And I also don't know. I didn't get a chance to listen to the whole episode. So maybe, you know, at the end of the day, maybe it wasn't meant to be the episode.
Yeah, that's why I was like, wow, like all that, you tried. You tried.
I did. And I was like, I laughed, actually.
That is awesome.
I was like, of course. And then I just like laughed. I was like,
what an improvement. Oh.
Yeah, because, it's not the most normal thing for me to react that way. Like, I wouldn't always react that way.
Yeah, amazing. Perspective change.
Yeah, because...
And acceptance.
Yeah, acceptance is a big thing. Something I've really... that's one of the questions about like what I've learned in 2022. I'll jump into that question only because I saw it already, because it was posted on Facebook last night. And my buddy Tommy said or asked what was something, I think you wrote it. I wrote it down earlier. Something I learned in 20. What was the exact question?
What's the most important thing you learned in 2022? From Tommy Raines?
Yeah, and that's a heavy question because I learned a lot. But I would say, since we're on the topic of acceptance, that is definitely something I have been better at dealing with. Obviously, based on that situation, I'm doing things a little bit better in as far as accepting things, like when things go wrong or things don't go the way I want them to. I was talking about it I did a couple lives last night, which I'm trying to do more Instagram lives and Facebook lives and stuff like that, because people love that. I'm not to the point where I can do TikTok live yet. I need something to pop off.
Go follow this man on TikTok.
Yeah, go follow the TikTok, because I'm trying to post more on there. And yeah, so I went live on Instagram with a therapist, a local therapist. He runs his name is Zach Nielsen, and he runs a practice locally called Bloom Therapy, where he works mainly with LGBTQ plus individuals and couples. But I brought something up. We were talking about like making plans and, like planning our futures and stuff like that. And you probably heard this. It's a recovery phrase that I've heard a million times. But some of them are true.
Yeah.
Most of them.
Painfully true.
Painfully true.
Yeah.
You're like, damn it. But if you want to make God laugh, make plans. That one.
Yeah.
Which is pretty true.
Yeah.
Or over planning things. It's good to have goals, obviously, but like having detailed plans.
Trying to micromanage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The more you micromanage things, the more you're going to be like disappointed.
Yeah. You got to put in the work, but the outcome usually is out of our hands.
Yeah, exactly. How's the espresso? Is it good?
So good. It's so smooth. I was expecting very bitter, tasting, but no, this is absolutely delicious. Shout out to that brand from Iowa City.
Yeah, what is the brand?
Vienna,
I think it's Vienna. Vienna something.
Yeah, Vienna something. You can run to Hy-Vee or Target.
Yeah, Hy-Vee, that's where I've always bought it. It's right there. They have, they have the espresso bean. They have I've been getting really into buying whole bean, grinding it up, doing the whole process. I like the process.
Yes, it is. It's like a therapy all in itself.
Yeah. The process of things, that's another thing one of those little things that I enjoy a lot more than I used to.
Yeah. Enjoying the journey and not so much the outcome.
Exactly. Sometimes the outcome's not as good.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's a huge, man, I feel like that's what life's all about. It's like not when you get there, it's how you get there and how much you enjoy getting there. And yeah, being able to be in the moment, stay in the moment and not fearing the future.
Yeah, staying in the moment is very important, and I have to bring myself back, and that's where I'm trying to implement meditation. I think you've tried it before. You still do it, or you've tried it before. I know you've had experience with it.
I love meditation so much. And
is it a part of your regular?
No.
Okay.
No, I even set up a whole couch and corner that I have my plants and God, it's
so you could be one with the earth.
Yes. But everything in my brain is nope, we don't want to do that. We would rather scroll TikTok or play video games or sleep or anything else. But I literally would love to become a master at meditating.
Oh, it would be great.
Yeah, but I also feel like it's definitely something that I can hide in from reality too. That's something. It's like a form of escapism. I would use it as a form of escapism. But what better form of escapism?
Yeah, I feel like it's a healthy version of escapism.
Yeah. Yeah, I could probably turn it into something unhealthy, but I'm really good at that.
Yeah.
Really good at that, but I need to start again. It's a commitment. It's a
discipline thing.
It's a discipline. It's something that, and just something that's best. Well, whenever throughout the day, but I would prefer to get up and start my day with it. And my mornings just don't. It's just a habit that I need to get back into. It's forming a habit again.
Yep.
So, but yeah. Love it to death.
Yeah, it's so many people have talked to me about it, and I'm trying. I'm starting small, a few minutes.
Well, and there's so many different practices too.
Yeah.
And what one practice works for somebody, something different would work for somebody else. And what I really enjoyed was this one, I forget, I think it's on an app, but they were like, don't try to push everything out of your head. Instead, like, recognize it and let it just like drift away.
Yeah.
Which was a huge thing, because pushing everything out of my head was impossible.
Yeah, that's not a thing.
Absolutely impossible. And like trying to clear my head, it's just a huge undertaking when my mind's going 10,000 miles a minute regularly. But
well, let's get into some more questions. I could talk about meditation for a while because I've been trying to learn as much as possible.
We should do a podcast on meditation.
That would be cool.
Okay, first question from Jacob Downey.
Yeah.
All right. Do you plan to keep the format steady?
The format for the podcast, obviously, is what he's talking about, I assume. Yes. And yes, the format works. I get a lot of good feedback about the format because it's very loose. It's very conversational. And one thing that I was told yesterday was not only am I like, it's not just like a dry interview that I do. I bring up things about me personally to relate to that person, and it's more engaging, and I don't force it. I don't force anything. I don't try to, create something just for clicks or sound bites or anything like that. It's just, I don't know. It's just a way for me to, it's almost therapeutic for it is therapeutic for me. So it's helpful for me. And I think it's helpful for the other person. Cause like so many times after I've recorded a podcast, people are like, man, I'm so glad you have me on. I'm so glad I did this. And they actually mean it. They're not like, oh, you can tell like they were like, I needed to do this. Like
sincerely.
Yeah. Cause so many people like, and sometimes it's the only time of the week where I have like a full conversation with somebody. Like a full on, like, 'cause I'm so busy with life and doing other things or doing some isolating, and I forget, I haven't even really had like a full on one-on-one conversation with somebody, like, besides like work. That doesn't really count. Like a genuine like conversation with somebody, and that grounds me and it helps a lot. So I'm not going to fix what's not broken. So
that is
the format's staying the same. The only thing that's going to change is going to be video implementation.
I love that idea.
Yeah, which isn't going to change the format itself. It's just going to allow more people to access the podcast.
I'm definitely one where I need to hear and see, be stimulated enough.
There's a lot of people like that, and I get it.
Yeah.
It's just getting the right setup, and then it's another thing I'm gonna have to edit. But I think I'm gonna do the video and sound in one. I have a friend that does video, and he records the video and the sound all in one platform. Mm-hmm. So that way he doesn't have to match up the sounds and all that stuff. So
pain in the butt.
Yeah, so that was what I was afraid of. And where I was recording before, if I did video, I would have to do it that way. And I did it like once or twice, and it was a pain.
Yeah.
I ended up paying somebody to do it.
Yeah.
Like a friend of mine. Mm-hmm. Luckily, like, he gave me a good deal, but like still, like, no. Yeah. So doing it all in one, the video, and being able to have like clips, like, because I see clips on TikTok all the time that's how I don't listen to a lot of other podcasts because I'm too busy editing and listening to my own and recording my own. When I'm at the gym, I need music. Mm-hmm. I need something to keep me going. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, yeah, I would just sit there on the bench, like listening to a podcast and not doing my workout.
I can definitely change the mood. I've watched, well, at least on like the elliptical or
elliptical's a little different.
I'll watch YouTube videos for sure, and it helps it go by faster. Cardio is so amazing and fun.
Yeah, it's way easier. Yeah, if you can find something to occupy your mind and not realizing you're even working out, like
that's nice.
It's great. So yeah, I usually music, and then I also will at Planet Fitness I entertain myself because I think the news is so stupid. I sit between CNN and Fox News and I make fun of the headlines.
Yeah, I cannot.
It's all a big joke to me.
It enrages me.
Yeah, I get that. It frustrates me too, don't get me wrong, but I don't look at it the whole time. I'll just like glance up like, oh, CNN, January 6th, Fox News, Joe Biden, Hunter Biden. And it's like, it's the same thing literally every time.
Yep. Well, they're all controlled by, two huge corporations.
It's not news. It's all commentary and it's all opinions. It's a huge joke. But that's the only time I watch any type of news, and it's not to get the news. It's just to be like.
I honestly don't know why they have the news on at the gym, anyways. Like, I mean, it might be fuel to like burn some anger, but I think
it's for the older crowd, maybe. That still like to consume their news that way. I don't know.
I don't know either. I do want to, not to get off the subject, but I do want to circle back to, you brought up it's the only time during the week that you might have a full conversation with somebody. Mm-hmm. I think that's huge. And it made me think of how many conversations am I having with people besides just like surface level.
Yeah. Like, how you doing?
Stuff.
What's up? Yeah.
Because it takes a mental toll to, and not necessarily in a bad way, but it definitely takes more energy to dig in some real stuff.
It's way easier to just text somebody too.
Oh yeah, that's my preferred.
Yeah, exactly.
Method of contact. Please don't call me.
Yeah.
Please no.
But sometimes a good phone call is nice,
Yes. Yeah. I'm wired to just be very afraid. I have in my phone, like if I don't know the phone number, it goes straight to voicemail. Oh yeah, that's like an implemented practice for me as well. Yeah, no way. But yeah.
I get a lot of spam calls too, so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I love that, and just putting that in the forefront of my mind about having more conversations with people.
It's something I'm trying to implement as well, and doing more reaching out. Mm-hmm. That's something I'm trying to do more in general, like just randomly, even if it is just texting somebody or just messaging somebody that I haven't talked to in a while. I'm like, hey, what's up? What's going on? Simple things like that, because I have some people that do that to me.
Yeah. I have been getting better at when I think about somebody, because I'm like, oh, I should text them, and then I forget. So just like doing it right as you're thinking about them.
Exactly.
That's very helpful.
Not I should do that, I'll do it later.
Yeah.
That method does not work very well for either of us.
Nope. Very bad.
Yeah.
We're learning. Okay. We can go to Jake McDowell's question. What is the best advice you could give to someone who feels completely lost in their current life and status?
This is something that I have struggled with personally and kind of struggle with now, because I'm at a point where I like my job. I like what I do. I like some of the people I work with. Most of the people I work with, actually, in my department, we're all pretty cool with each other and work well together, especially remote, which is tricky. But it's, at the end of the day, it's a job. Mm-hmm. It's, I guess, technically a career, because it's a good job and it's something I moved up and, gotten better at, and, but at the end of the day, it's not something I want to do for the rest of my life. So, and I've realized that a lot lately, especially getting into comedy and getting in, really going hard on the podcast. And the thing about the podcast and comedy is it's not sustainable income for me to live on. So I need that 9 to 5. I need that paycheck, you know. Mm-hmm. I need that money. But my thing is, I've just been talking to a lot of different people about it. About, you know, not knowing what I want to do, because I also have thoughts about wanting to go back to school. And I have this weird feeling about school and, you know, going back, and it's just it's a battle, and it's something I know I want to do eventually. I think that's the thing. It's like some days I'm like, this is something I'm gonna do, but it's like what we're talking about later. Like, I'll do it later. Mm-hmm. I'm not gonna do it now.
Yeah, there's always time.
There is, but I also talked to a friend and a coworker, and she was like, what you're doing right now is important. Like, you're reaching people, because what I want to go back to school for, if I do go back to school, is to become a therapist. And I think, obviously, from most people I've talked to, you know, obviously that's a good next step for me, since I'm doing a mental health podcast. I'm talking to people. I'm, you know, relating to people.
You have firsthand experience.
Yeah, I have a lot of experience talking to people and engaging with people and relating to them. But I think that's good enough for now. And like getting better at that, and focusing on what you're doing now. Like, I know it's supposed to be an open-ended question, but like if you have something that you're good at and that people enjoy and that people are giving you good feedback on, stick with that. Because even if it's not making you a ton of money right now, or in my sake, the podcast makes me like no money. The podcast itself, the Instagram pays me a little bit, but it's like $100 a month from Reels views and stuff. If I get something that pops off, I'll make like $150 or something like that. Yeah. So like, but I can't live off of that. So, but it's a long game. Like anything that is worth it takes time, and it's stupid. It's such a cheesy saying, but it's true. Mm-hmm. Anything that's really worth it takes time. It takes effort, but make sure you're putting your time and effort into something you really enjoy doing, that you're passionate about. Before we get any further here, I wanted to remind everyone that reviews on Spotify and Apple really help push this podcast and get it to more listeners. So if you're listening and you enjoy the podcast, please leave a review. If you don't like the podcast, please talk to me in private or message me and let me know what I can do better. Or leave a negative review if you want to be that type of person. But do whatever you want. But thank you for tuning in either way. Back to the episode.
Also, I would like to, I heard something that, and this can relate to like going back to school or like making moves in your life. Like, and with my experience, like when it's supposed to happen, like it will, or like your current situation will get too uncomfortable to where you have to make a change, right?
Yeah.
Like if you're, the universe is telling you, "Ooh, go this way," but you're not really feeling it. Like it will eventually, you'll want to start making moves, and it will happen when it's supposed to.
Yeah. So I'd say do your best to stay motivated, even though when it's tough, and keep that drive that you had, especially at the beginning of something you're passionate about. Like if you lost that, remember why you started. But yeah, if you're struggling with something and you're feeling lost, I recommend, talking to other people, less isolation as possible. Obviously spending that alone time with yourself is important, but getting to a place where you do more things that make you uncomfortable, like talking to people, because some people, when they get into that space where they feel lost and, don't know what to do with their life, their first instinct, I know mine is to shut off the world, binge watch something, not leave my house, don't talk to anyone. And that is the worst thing that you can do.
But I love it so much.
Oh, yeah. It's easy.
Even though it's like extremely painful and doesn't help.
No, and you know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then
it might be a form of self-harm even.
It is, in a way. It can be. So, yeah, and reach out, be like, hey, you want to go grab coffee or come pick me up or whatever? We can drive around.
Come sit on my couch in a burrito with me.
Yeah, whatever. Something simple.
Yeah.
Like do some house visits or have somebody come visit you. That's another thing. Like, I don't ever have people over at my house. That's another thing I noticed. Not that often anyway. It's like, why don't I do that? Why don't I have people over just to hang out? Because I used to do that, but it used to involve drinking and substances. So
there's something to do.
Yeah, it's like you can just what's wrong with having somebody just come over and just having a conversation just like we're doing right now?
I'll bring my Ouija board over and we can summon some demons or something.
Oh, that'll get weird.
Yeah, real fast.
That'll get weird real fast. I was thinking more of a board game, but
It is a board game. It is a board game.
Oh, yeah, that's
From
true.
ages 6 and up or something. I think it says on the box.
It's an OG board. That's an old school board game. That's like the original board.
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely. But I think this actually will fit into this, not the Ouija board, but what you were talking about will segue into this question down here from Katie Kaufman. Have you ever considered a career in mental health?
Yeah, and I think part of that was doing the influencer stuff. And I have considered it, and I would like to. That's another goal for 2023 is to create more unique content. I would like to, I'm doing comedy and I also do the mental health advocacy, implementing that into one thing or utilizing both of those. So talking about mental health, but also talking about it in a relatable, funny way to get people engaged. And also so people can relate to it. So it's not just boring. I think sometimes me talking and sharing my views, my insights is interesting, but I think I can do it in a little bit better way and more often, obviously. Maybe creating a day to record a bunch of content and then have it saved. I know people who do that, or I've come across people who do that, who record a bunch of stuff all in one day and then they schedule it out throughout the week.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, that's a great idea.
That sounds great, but I don't know. It's another thing when it comes. It's a discipline thing, but yes, I would like to do that. But the biggest thing is making it so I'm gaining, so I can afford to live on it. That's the toughest part.
That's interesting that you went there with it, because what I was thinking was going back to school and becoming a therapist, but making a career.
Her question was mainly
health.
around the social media aspect of it.
No, I love that. I mean, you can absolutely have a career in mental health and not be a therapist or psychologist or whatever.
Yeah, if the podcast gets to a point where I can scale it and, have people pay to sponsor it, which I'll be very selective about. I'm not going to just have any random sponsorship, but you know, like I know BetterHelp and like Talkspace and some of those other apps sponsor podcasts. Like I would, you know, online therapy and telehealth has helped me tremendously. And I would like to have other people experience that as well who don't have the option to see a therapist in person or can't afford to or whatever.
I would also like to bring up that I go to therapy for free.
Yeah. Yeah. How did you go about finding that resource?
Yeah, so it's the Project of the Quad Cities. It's downtown Moline in Illinois. And yeah, they offer free health care. It's depending on your income based.
Mm-hmm.
And that was literally the only thing holding me back from going to therapy was how expensive it was. And I don't have insurance. So that was another, insurance is a scam. Sorry, Colin.
I don't sell it. You don't have to apologize to me.
All right. I don't want to get into that. But so, yeah, they are a great resource, not only for that, but they provide free STD, STI scan or testing.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody I know, they came to their door and brought the test to them.
Whoa.
Like they door to door, like very super convenient. They're great. Love them. I will always praise them.
Are they a national company or a national nonprofit, or this is?
I am not sure. I do know that the physician that's there travels back and forth between here and I don't know if it's Iowa City or Cedar Rapids. So I know it's at least like regional. It might be a regional thing.
Okay.
But I'm sure, I mean, if the Quad Cities has it, then other communities have something like it, if not that. But yeah, for free, like saving my life.
How often do you go?
I've been going every 2 weeks.
Okay. Hour session?
Yep. Nice. And I love my therapist. Love her to death. She's actually starting 2 new groups. One's for LGBTQ, like recovery, and one is
like recovery from addiction or just recovery
from
trauma.
Addictions. Okay. It's more like an informational class, like going over all of the recovery options that there are out there.
Got it. Yeah.
That's gonna be bi-weekly, and then weekly is like a cognitive, like emotional intelligence, like a deep dive into therapy. And that's the one that I signed up for because I would love to dive deep. It seems like therapy on steroids, and I'm here for it.
Yeah.
So that's starting January 10th. I'm very excited. But yeah, for free.
Utilizing free resources like I'm doing right now with like my work with the employee assistance program.
Yep.
And I brought that up on other episodes before, and it's a thing because I work with benefits and I work with a lot of different companies' benefits, and the thing I see consistently, no matter if you're signed up for health insurance through your company or whatever, if you're even a part-time employee, you more than likely have access to the employee assistance program, which is a resource for mental health. It could be for financial situations. It's a variety. It's like family resources, but you can use it for free counseling, and you can at least get your foot in the door and start counseling for free. I've seen anywhere from, it's usually 3 to 6 free counseling sessions that you get, and that could be all you need. Or it could at least get you started or get you a foundation for where you need to go and what you need to do to better your mental health.
Absolutely.
So definitely check that out. Talk to your HR benefits person if you have a job, and I don't even care what kind of job it is. Like if you have a job at a fast food restaurant, you more than likely still have access to this. Like it doesn't matter. Like I've seen it everywhere.
Oh, we have something very similar.
Yeah.
Or something exactly like that.
Yeah. Yep. You just happen to find another free resource which works for you.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And I love. All right. Let's move on to Katie Merritt's question.
who is the original host that we tried
Of the
to
50th
record.
episode.
So shout out Katie. We tried. I appreciate her taking the time to record, but we're still going to use her questions because that would be disrespectful if we didn't. She had some good questions.
Super disrespectful.
Super disrespectful.
We are not about that.
We're not about that live. So yeah, let's start with Katie's question.
Okay. So Katie's first question is what's next? And I'm also very excited to hear that. Like, what's 2023 look like?
So for the podcast, I've kind of gone over we're going to do the video, or I say we, but it's me. I'm going to do the video and I'm going to implement that. And yeah, video, and also doing more engaging stuff on social media, like different content ideas, and also lives, which I can do on Instagram and Facebook now. TikTok, I'm creeping my way up to 1,000 so I could get that privilege or access to do lives there. So doing that, getting more engaging with my followers and listeners, and continuing the weekly podcast on Mondays as much as I can. I think I can do it, especially now that I'm home and recording at home. I had to work with multiple different schedules when recording at the studio. That was one drawback of that, was I had to work with, their schedule, my schedule, and the guest schedule. So that was complicated.
It's a lot of balls in the air.
Too many balls.
Too many balls. When do you hear that?
Yeah. So that is one big thing. Yeah. And just keeping the momentum going.
We love to see it. What about for you and just like your life apart from that in 2023? What are we going to see then?
Me personally, couple things. One thing that I talked about, I had a therapy session earlier, which is funny. It was good prep. And we talked about my confidence level and basically my self-esteem and like my belief in myself, that I'm good enough, that I'm doing good enough, that I'm doing enough, and accepting myself more. We talked about acceptance earlier. Like that is the hardest thing for me to accept, is like that I'm doing good enough, that I'm doing enough. So working on that, building my confidence, and also continuing to get out of my comfort zone in a good way, obviously, with a couple different things. With comedy, it's one thing I've noticed with comedy, and I'm still new to it. It's like a learning thing with anything, the more you do it, the more you learn, and the better you get. And I've been able to see that I'm getting better because I record a lot of my stuff. But I noticed a few different things, and I've had some feedback from some friends and people who have watched my stuff, or people on YouTube who aren't afraid to tell me how they really feel, which is fine. I'll accept
feedback.
all feedback, and it's been constructive. It hasn't been like hateful, like you suck. Like thanks, that does a lot. No, most people have been like, hey, this is a really good joke, but you could have told it with a little bit more, like I'm a little bit too dead. I've been a little bit too deadpan because I'm so focused on remembering the joke that I don't think enough about the delivery and how I'm saying it. And so bringing more energy to the stage. I'm not going to be like, like super animated or anything like that, but just bringing a little bit more energy and bringing that confidence on the stage and just being more confident in general. And trying to implement that not only on comedy and in life and work, but also in dating. That is a big one, because I'm trying to stay off of dating apps because I realized they're not for me. I could be wrong, but for now, they're not something I want to participate in because I wasted a lot of time on dating apps.
Yeah.
I want to, and I had a conversation with my therapist earlier about this. I want to meet and interact and engage with more women out in the wild, like
in the natural setting.
In the natural setting,
Yeah.
and spark up conversations randomly. It could be, like in line at the grocery store or whatever. Like, I had an instance last night where I had an opportunity and I didn't take it. And I was at the gas station and I was just getting a couple things, using the ATM. And as I pulled up, I get out of my car. I immediately see this very attractive girl pull up right after me. And it was time. I thought she was going to get out of her car, and I thought I was going to be able to hold the door for her. I thought it was going to be timed well, but it didn't work out that way.
It wasn't meant to be.
That's not the whole thing, though.
Oh.
What happened was I went in there, I used the ATM, and I kept an eye out for her, and I noticed that. So as I was looking around, I went to the cooler to get a couple of energy drinks, which I'm trying not to drink as much. My psychiatrist warned me about that. Over caffeinating myself. Very difficult thing to do.
Not to do.
Yeah, not to do. And anyway, so I was looking for what drink I was going to buy because I kind of switch it up. And she walked right past me. And
You could have tripped her.
I could have tripped her.
And then caught her.
I could have done an old school trip, caught her. No, but I actually replayed it in my head shortly after. Because obviously I didn't say anything or even look at her or make any eye contact. But we definitely noticed each other when she pulled up. And I don't know, I felt something. I was like, I need to say something to her. And then I just didn't. And then as I was driving home, I briefly got upset with myself. Like, not so upset, like where I was like beating myself up over it. But I kind of laughed and I was like, and I hit the steering wheel. I was like, damn, that was a perfect opportunity, and you blew that opportunity. That was it. You've been thinking about this, and yeah, I was like.
So maybe if you had something like prepared.
I do now.
You do. What is it?
You want to hear it?
Yes.
Okay. So, feel free to try to use this, fellas. Or anyone, I guess. So I thought of something, and I was like, part of it's generic, but part of it's original. So I was going to say, I thought about it later. I was like, you could say, hey, do I know you from somewhere? That classic line. But the twist is I could have said, oh, no, I don't know you from somewhere, but I want to know you. Or I want to get to know you or something like that. Like, I haven't, completely made it perfect, but it's interesting and creative. And I don't know if it'll work. Whatever. I haven't tried it, so I have no idea.
It is interesting.
It is interesting.
It is
Bad?
interesting. Well,
so what would be a better way?
It just comes off as definitely a pickup line.
Well, yeah, that was the goal.
Which, like corny pickup lines, sure, maybe sometimes in the right circumstance, but something that would work, I think, better on me anyways. Well, and I do this a lot with the ladies because I love women. So anytime it's like, oh my God, I love your shirt, or I love your earrings,
okay.
or I love your hair. Just shower with compliment. Well, just like one would be fine. Just
And
shower with
not
a
a simple,
compliment.
not you're beautiful, not
No,
that.
just be like, oh my gosh,
like
your
a specific thing.
shoes. Yes, or your, whatever. Just something, a compliment would open up a comment. It should be like, oh my God, thanks. I got it at Walmart, Target.
Yeah.
And then I love Target. We should go there together sometime. something like that.
We should go shopping together.
Yeah, I'll buy you all of the things.
No, I can't afford
But
that.
that's just me. That's just me.
Yeah.
Could be different for everybody.
I feel like that's not too aggressive though.
No.
And that's
You make somebody smile, if nothing else.
because it's cheesy and funny at the same time.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You should, if you do,
I'll let you know.
That. Yep, keep me posted.
I will let everyone know.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's something I thought of after the fact, of course.
Okay.
You could have said this, or at least said something.
Yeah. It's like
At least
shower
said
thoughts.
hi.
Yeah.
Or hello or something.
Yeah. Yes, that would be nice.
Yeah.
Hi. Yeah. Yeah.
Just-
like that.
Some people in my therapist was like, she would probably just be happy that you noticed her and that you said hi to her and acknowledged her presence, or that you appreciated her presence in general.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If nothing comes out of it.
I know when I'm like in a gas station, or especially like at Walmart or whatever, I'm like eyes down, wanting to get in and out as fast as possible,
that's
or like
true.
I'm on a different planet, like not there, whatnot. But yeah, I don't know. But okay, so Katie's second question. What are things that you took from your childhood into adulthood? Things you learned.
Things I learned.
Yes.
Humility is what I've learned the most. I remember her asking this question. I remember not specifically what I said, but I did say humility, and that is true. I come from a humble family who they do a lot of stuff for people, and nobody knows it, and they don't want anyone to know it. Like I heard a story about my uncle the other day. Like, for example, he noticed he was out at a restaurant, and he didn't tell me this story. My aunt did. He wouldn't tell me this story because that would be not humble of him.
Right.
So he was at a restaurant. There was a server. She was having issues with her car. I think he might have overheard it, or I doubt the server was like, "Hey,
What can I get you
what
to
can I
eat?
get you? My car is messed up, so tip well." But no, he overheard that, I think, and he tipped her like really, really well. Like,
we love to see it.
and also another thing is like to treat people, the whole treat people how you want to be treated, but like a caveat to that is just treat people with respect and as another human being. It sounds really easy, but a lot of people don't understand that anymore. Not a lot, but enough where it's noticeable. So, like, one thing I learned was like titles don't mean shit. Like, I could, like, at my job, I could talk to a CFO. Next call, I don't take calls back to back like I used to, but when I was taking calls back to back, I could talk to a CFO of a company on one call. Next call, I could talk to somebody that works on the production line in the warehouse. Mm-hmm. And those conversations are going to be, I try to make those conversations exactly the same. And just, people are at different spots in their life and meeting people where they're at. So that's something and just being able, and also another thing that I've implemented or brought into adulthood is The ability to laugh and not take yourself so seriously. My family's always been good at that. Both sides. And I realized that the other day my dad just turned 60, so happy birthday to him.
Happy birthday, Dad.
Yeah, and we did a family dinner with both sides of the family. I mean, obviously not everybody could make it because it was on a Wednesday night, but it was cool. Like, I was like, I had like an aha moment, like a true aha moment where I was like, this is why I'm able to like tell jokes. Like, all these people are so funny and like goofy in like their own little way. And I know where I get the dry humor from too. Like, my grandpa was like the king of, he always had something. He always had a one-liner in the chamber ready to go.
I love that.
It wasn't always appropriate, but it was like he always had something. And yeah, I grew up with a lot of a very family-oriented family. Like family events are very important, and that's something I've realized is important to me as well. For a while, I was like, oh, I got to go to this family function. Oh, but I'm so lucky to have family that I get along with. Like, there's, a lot of people out there who they don't have anybody, or they have family that they don't want to be a part of. And,
Yep.
I don't agree with a lot of my family members on stuff. Like, there's stuff I don't talk about. I don't bring that up because I know it's just going to cause an argument. I've learned that. But overall, like, we can sit around and be civil, which I don't want to take for granted. And I did for a while. So there's a lot of things, surprisingly, that I brought from my childhood and implemented and learned and had to learn again.
But that's so interesting because I don't think that when I first saw this question, I'm like, what is she at? Like, your traumas? Like that? Like,
yeah, your first thing was trauma, yeah.
The idea of bringing anything positive from my childhood has never crossed my mind. Never.
It was an interesting question. I've never been asked that.
I am seriously going to have to sit down and think, because there has to be something.
There has to be something.
And, but yeah, I was
Where do you think you get your personality from? You can't just you didn't just create.
No, but I don't even I'm still trying to find out who I am and what my actual personality is and what is masking and what,
Oh yeah.
all of the things, who knows? And I don't know. That's going to be something deep that I'm going to have to go into my therapist about. But yeah. Okay. Some advice for the holiday or winter season for us messy depressies.
Ooh. Easy thing. Vitamin D.
Don't you need another vitamin to absorb vitamin D? I feel like it's something. I don't know.
Vitamin D deficiency is very common.
And it takes a while to build up in your system too, I think I've heard.
I actually people think it's absurd, but it is a thing. I actually get prescribed vitamin D where I take 1 dose of vitamin D a month because your brain like stores it and uses it when it needs it.
I think my son was doing the same thing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Way easier than taking it every day.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that is one thing. Not being afraid. I know some people are very like against medication and stuff like that. Not being afraid to at least try it for a little while and giving it enough time to see if it works.
Being patient.
Being patient because, patience is a big thing. And realizing that being stuck and the feelings that you have that they aren't going to last forever.
Yeah, even though in them they
You
seem
feel
like never
it's
ending.
like endless.
I've always felt this way. I'll always feel this way.
Yep. It's not true.
No. Our brains lie to us so much. Why do you think that is?
I don't know.
It's like they're out to get us. Literally, dude, you're me. What do you mean? You're what?
Yeah, I don't know where that came from. Because obviously when we were just like primates or whatever, you know, however you want to look at how we started, we were just like, all we cared about was food, water, and shelter.
And banging to make more.
Yeah.
More.
And reproducing.
Yeah.
And that was it. And then we got all this stuff and complicated everything. And
yeah. It's like those dogs that you see that have become like, they have the buttons and so they learn. And have you seen those? Have you heard about this? Like Bunny is a famous dog, and they put conversation buttons. So she, like, when she wants water, she presses the water button. When she wants food, she presses the food button. Oh. And they've gotten so many buttons where she can literally, like, tell you how she's feeling. Now she's depressed because she's, like, more sentient and more aware. Yeah, that's happening.
Yeah, awareness is like a double-edged sword.
Yeah, poor Bunny.
Ugh.
Very sad. I have not got my dog any buttons.
Yeah, don't.
I don't think so.
Being ignorance is bliss.
Yes.
It really is.
For sure.
It really is true.
Sure.
Like, it's another saying that makes sense. That was another reason, and I've learned that, like, you know, from, I don't know if it's directly from working steps and recovery program or just like being more aware in general, is one of the main reasons I abused substances was to dumb myself down. So I didn't have to think more, and that I could, you know,
yeah, thoughts and feelings hurt.
Relate more to normal people. Or as my friend calls them, sheeple.
Sheeple.
Yeah, and that's very true. Like, sometimes, like, I don't really want to use substances anymore, which is good. And it took a while for that desire to go away. But sometimes I wish, like, oh man, I wish I could just, like when you were talking about meditating, just escape. Mm-hmm. Or I wish I could just dumb myself down, like, and stop thinking so much.
Yeah.
And live in the moment.
Yep. God, that'd be great. I know. I'm almost like looking forward to living in a nursing home and being completely stuffed with medication and just left alone.
Just left
alone. Like, I
yeah.
fantasize about that often.
Or just go and, like, take a vacation to the psych ward.
Oh, God, yeah. Why does that sound like a vacation? Like, I don't know, but it's like, this is why I know I'm broken. It's because I don't think normal people think about those things.
No.
I mean, Girl Interrupted was a movie and a lot of people liked it, but that doesn't mean, like, a lot of people wanted to be those characters.
I haven't seen that, but I've heard it's good.
It's very good. Highly recommend.
I haven't been watching a lot of movies or shows. Like, I jumped back into The Sopranos because I need to finish it for closure. Because I was, like, binge watching it for a while, and I got to the last season. I, for some reason, stopped and got distracted, and then I'm trying to watch it again. Yeah. Or finish the rest of it. But I didn't watch it when it came out. Well, I was also only like 9 years old when it came out. So
yeah, it's a pretty old show.
Still holds up though.
Yeah. Yes. Okay, I want to know. This is a question from me. Is what is your favorite thing that you learned while doing this podcast and interviewing other people?
How much it would benefit me and other people. Just the amount of times people have told me, you know, I really like what you're doing. I listened to this podcast. It was so relatable, and thank you for doing what you're doing. And just like the impact that it's had has been awesome, and it keeps me driven to continue to do it, because sometimes I need that extra drive, that extra push.
Motivation.
That extra motivation, yeah.
Absolutely. Well, great. Love to hear it. So these questions are from Christina Farrell and husband.
Brian Farrell.
First one, what is your favorite aspect of doing comedy as far as... So there's all sorts of different things.
All sorts of different hats. Like, she was talking about like hosting, putting on shows, featuring, all that good stuff. I would say right now my favorite thing to do is do like guest spots, which guest spots are usually like you do like 5-10 minutes. That's like my sweet spot right now, because I have enough solid material to do that amount of time. The most I've done is like 12 minutes. And that's like my peak. That's like the most I have right now. And I know my limit. And if somebody were to ask me like, hey, somebody did actually ask me, it was for a recovery event. They asked me to do 30 minutes. And I was like, you have no idea. Like,
that's a long time.
That's a long time. Yeah. Especially a lot of my jokes are not like long jokes. Like there's not like a huge story behind it. They're mostly not necessarily one-liners, but they're just like a couple liners. Like that's a lot to remember.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I ended up doing like maybe 15 minutes of comedy tops, but I used notes and stuff. So I cheated a little bit. And a lot more comedians have a cheat sheet than you think. They hide it pretty well. That's what this duel's for.
Ah, interesting.
Yeah.
That's good to know, you sneaky little bastards.
Yeah, because think about it. Like, some of those guys do like an hour.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
Realistically, how could you do an hour of...
No.
I mean, there's some people that, they can do an hour and they don't need any notes, but they've been doing it for like 20 years.
Sure.
I've been doing it for like 18, 19 months or 20 months or something like that.
I've got to watch you grow through it, and it's been real cool.
Yeah, because it started out like, let's try this. Let's see if I like it. And at first I was like, I don't know. And then once I started getting more into it and going to more open mics and meeting more people, it's been like another fellowship, which shout out Leslie Mitchell. She's one of my friends in the Fellowship of Comedians. She really likes that word, so I'm glad I used it. But yeah, like the friends that I've made and the people that I've met, it's been like, it's a whole new group of goofballs that I didn't know I needed in my life. Yeah, the community's been awesome.
I love that. So guest spotting is your favorite.
Yeah.
And does the thought of headlining a show keep you motivated?
That's not what keeps me motivated, which is surprising. I would love to be, I mean, everyone wants to get to that point, I think, for most comedians. But I'm very comfortable where I'm at right now. I've talked to a lot of comedians, or I know a lot of comedians who have started around the same time I did, or even after I did, who are like, why am I not at this point yet? Why am I not getting booked on these shows yet? And I'm like, this is a long game. This is not like, some of us are doing stuff that like the comedians that we look up to, like in the community, it took them like 5 or 6 years before they were doing shows this consistently. Like, sure. Be grateful for the shows that you are on.
Yeah.
And like, I'm finally going to be on a show and like officially be on a show in another city, which is huge to me, and Iowa City, which is awesome. And that just came from randomly, I was like, you know what? I haven't done an open mic in Iowa City since I started. I'm going to drive up there. I asked some people if they wanted to go. Nobody wanted to go. And I was like, I'm still going. And I don't even think I did that well. It was a younger college crowd, and my stuff's kind of like, I'd realized like, oh,
Not
I'm
for
old.
that crowd.
I'm old.
Old as fuck.
I'm talking about like, like dating in my 30s and, like.
I hate when you're reminded of your age.
I was like, oh shit.
It's the
I need
worst.
more TikTok jokes.
Yeah.
Which I did have one, but I got to like talk to some of the comedians in Iowa City and network a little bit, and that's how I got on this show in next month. So
that's fantastic.
And I had met the the guy that's hosting it, Carson Tuttle, and I'd met him before. Like, it's not the first time I met him before, but I think he appreciated me showing up, and he was like, oh, this guy is, serious. Like, he wants to do more stuff. And I'm like, so I'm really grateful for that opportunity. That's another thing I'm trying to implement in 2023 is preparing a little bit more for my shows, practicing more, not just doing open mics for practice, but practicing at home, like whether it's in front of the mirror or just recording myself. But yeah, headlining is cool, but what keeps me motivated is just getting better and just sharpening my craft, basically.
Yeah, and getting to see that outcome of putting in all the hard work.
Yeah. Headlining is cool, and it's definitely a goal. That's not what keeps me motivated, which is weird.
Yeah. I think everybody's motives are different.
Mm-hmm.
That's fair.
Yeah, eventually getting there, it's like, I'll get there when I get there.
Yeah. Acceptance.
Acceptance,
That's
exactly.
Nice. Okay. Is comedy therapeutic? And how would it affect you if you didn't have this outlet?
So comedy, I didn't go into it like I want to do this as an outlet. I went into it as a challenge to myself. So I guess a little bit. Because I was scared of it. It was a fear. It's very nerve-wracking getting on stage and looking at a crowd, and your job is to make them laugh, and they're just like looking at you like, make me laugh.
Dude, that's like nightmare fuel for me. No way.
It is.
No way.
It sounds insane.
It is insane.
It is. But once you get that first laugh, you're just like, it's just like euphoric. And getting off stage after like having a really good set and getting a lot of good laughs, it's just like, it's like this crazy high that you you can't recreate.
Interesting.
And that's not what I do it for. I don't do it for the high. It's a nice bonus. Like, my addict brain isn't in there like, oh, do this for the endorphins and all that stuff, and that is nice, but the ability to be able to make people laugh is awesome, and it has gotten therapeutic. Because there's times where like, I haven't been in an open mic in a while. I haven't gone on stage in a while. I need to get up there. I need to vent. I need to talk about what's going on, And yeah, it has been therapeutic, but it didn't start out that way. It started out as just a challenge to me, which I guess fear running my life has been something I talk about a lot in therapy. And so, yeah, it is therapeutic for me and for a lot of people. And where would I be without it? I don't know. I probably wouldn't be doing the podcast as much. It got me back at doing episodes again because I had a endless amount of guests, it seemed like, because I was meeting all these comedians and they all had there's a reason they're comedians,
Yeah.
so they had plenty to talk about.
Love that.
And I haven't had any comedian be like, I've had one that didn't want to do the podcast. Otherwise, they're like,
let me on the podcast.
yeah. Otherwise, they're asking me to be on the podcast.
Yes.
So like, yeah.
I have so much to tell you. So much to talk about.
Yeah. Give me attention.
Yes. Well, that brings up a different question from Andy McGraw, I think, is this one.
Andy.
Oh, yeah. So this is the second part of his question, but how do you determine which mental illnesses you discuss on your podcast?
So it's usually the guest. I mean, it's always the guest and what they want to talk about and what they're comfortable talking about it. I usually have a quick conversation. It can be right before, it can be farther in advance. It'd be like, there's something in particular you want to talk about, diagnosis or something you're going through or something you've gone through.
A little preparation.
Yeah. I try not to get over, prepped though, because then it sounds scripted, and I don't want to do that. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's really up to the guest and what they want to talk about, what they have experienced, and we go from there.
I think that's a great way to do it too.
Yeah,
leaves it more open and less controlled. And
there's been a couple where I've been like, this person specializes in this, and this person openly talks about this on social media. So it's like, so I bring
them on for that.
I bring them on for that because they're already talking about it anyway.
Ooh, so Andy's the first part of his question was, what's your favorite episode you've done?
Yeah, which is a bold question because he wants me to say the episode with him, which I did enjoy that episode and recording that episode and getting to know Andy. I would say I don't have one in particular. There's been a few that have been like this. I'm really glad I did this. One of them was recent, very recent, the Lori Hopper episode. She calls herself a mental fitness coach. She's went through a lot of coaching and a lot of hours and put a lot of time into it. And some of the things that we talked about, that she talked about, she was just an awesome guest because she made my job so much easier because all I had to do was chime in. Every once in a while, she just went off.
That's amazing. Very helpful.
Very helpful. And she wasn't just babbling either. Like everything was just like, she was on point. And that was awesome. And just dropped a lot of gems. And I really recommend anyone listening to that episode. A lot of the episodes like that I've had with people that I don't interact with like on a regular basis, they become friends. So I've turned some of these episodes that I've recorded with people has turned into a friendship, which has been awesome. One of those was with Katie Miller. I know you wanted to shout out Lily and Pine.
Yes. She is the last of our questions, by the way, and I could not wait to bring her up.
Yeah, she has some questions for us as well.
Love her. Love you.
She's been such an awesome like cheerleader and supporter.
Just a magical person, I would say.
Yeah. Her energy is just awesome.
Yes.
And when you were talking about like creating like toothpaste and soap, so it's like, don't give Katie any more ideas because she will literally, if you tell her, hey, if you challenge her and be like, hey, create a toothpaste for me, she will try to do it. Like she says, people like ask her all kinds of stuff and she'll be like, yeah, because
like vegan products and all of that.
She's all about the less
Less waste.
Yeah, less waste, less, chemicals, all natural.
We're here for it.
All about that organic stuff.
Yes.
And she continues to evolve, and you're going to see a lot of cool things happening with Lily and Pine. I'll say that in the next probably 6 months.
Highly recommend going to check them out.
Yep, they have an online store, just lilyandpine.com. But yeah, we can get into her questions now.
Yes. So she's asking, what is your most current mental health challenge you are working on?
Getting out of bed.
That's a very hard one.
Yes. Getting out of bed right away.
Oh.
I couldn't tell you the last time, and I said that on my solo podcast, the last time I got out of bed, like right away. Like, just like first alarm, got up. Yeah, it's laughable, right? Yeah. Because you can relate to that. And I want to be able to be a person that has, I think we talked about this earlier before we were recording it, or you brought it up about having a morning routine. I would love to have a morning routine.
Yes.
Instead of flying by the seat of my pants and like, I gotta get up,
It's
gotta
just
do
like
this.
instant chaos. How you start, yeah.
My friend Grace told me this a long time ago, and she's like, you're starting your day off anxious. You're setting yourself up.
But I just wake up anxious, like on level 10.
Yeah. I don't necessarily wake up anxious. I can wake up depressed. It could be both, or it's a combination of both. They both like combine forces to, like we were talking about earlier, like just like, why are you trying to sabotage everything? Like,
literally, dude, come on.
Yeah.
Get on my team.
Yeah. Let's see on the same team. Other part of me that wants to be an asshole.
Shit.
So, yeah, getting out of bed.
I love that.
Implementing a morning routine. And also another thing is that I've been getting better at is not necessarily just being on time for things, but being early for things.
Ooh.
Very hard.
Yeah.
Very difficult.
Yeah.
But I've realized that it's kind of I need to respect people's time a little bit more.
Yeah.
And I got to look at it that way. If I look at it that way, and because it's one thing to, ruin my day. It's one thing to ruin my day, but to ruin someone else's day or to mess with someone else's day, that's different. If I look at it that way,
yeah, that's fair.
Then it'll give you more motivation to change, which is terrible to think about it that way. Because I should be doing it for myself.
No.
But that extra motivation helps. So, the other day,
those challenges.
Like the other day for the family dinner, I was the first one there. There was like 15, 20 people.
How early did you get there?
Well, my mom told me to get there early anyway because they wanted to do pictures before they actually had the dinner. She told me to get there like at 5:30. I was there at 5:25.
Damn. And what time was dinner?
6.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's very impressive. And it's like less like stressful too. If you're like leaving early and you're definitely going to be there on time, that sounds so
way
peaceful.
Less stressful.
Yeah.
Yeah. So trying to implement that and doing those little things that will help my overall anxiety.
That's brilliant.
Huge.
I love it. I've also been I saw a TikTok about lowering cortisol levels by not drinking coffee before you get something in your stomach.
Ooh.
So like definitely water and definitely something in your stomach before. And that, like I didn't do it this morning, but I've been trying to make a consistent effort to try
drink more water in general has been a huge thing for me too.
Yeah, it really helps. But also making sure that you have enough minerals to absorb the water instead of just like peeing it straight out and you're peeing every 20 minutes. So that's like a whole other thing too.
Oh.
It's really overwhelming to try to take care of ourselves.
It is.
I'm going crazy. But okay, last question. What is your go-to solution you use to turn things around on the spot, which I kind of heard you talk about. But
yeah, the acceptance thing.
yeah, dude, that's absolutely where it's at.
It's just like, this is where I'm at. This is what's going on. What are we doing next? And then action. Yeah. I don't find myself getting stuck as much as I used to because of that, because of acceptance and realizing, oh, this is what's going on. This is what I got to deal with. It may suck a lot, but how are we going to get through this? Because I've made it so a couple options are off the table. Using, substances, drinking, whatever. Not an option for me. I mean, it is, but
Not something you're willing to consider.
not something I'm willing to consider. Another thing, I haven't thought about this in a long time, which is good. Suicide, not an option. It is, but it's not. I'm not in that mindset. We're completely quitting and saying, screw it, I'm done. One thing that I've thought of, and I haven't thought about it in a while, but I was thinking about it for quite some time, and I had conversations with friends about it, was I thought about just up and moving. Relocating.
It's always a nice thought, a nice idea.
Yeah, and just be like,
Bye.
bye. Yeah. Selling my house. And that's another thing. It's like, I own this house. Well, I owe money on it, obviously. But the housing market's so ridiculous. I could sell it and make a ton of money and then be like, go rent a place in like a super night, like rent a bougie ass place in like a big city for like a year until I run out of money.
Amazing.
And I've thought about that. I'm like, part of me is like, why aren't you doing that? You have nothing holding you back. But at the same time, I built like a foundation here, and I built like a group of friends within recovery, within comedy, and I like my house. My cat likes my house. She would.
Yeah, she makes the calls. I don't know if you're aware, but she's in charge.
I am very aware that I just live here.
Yes, in her house.
Yeah, and pay all the bills.
Yes, as you should.
Yeah.
As you should.
Yeah, she's a very traditional woman. She's very 1950s. She runs the show. She keeps this family together.
She does. The ties that bind.
Yeah.
Well, that was brilliant. I absolutely enjoyed interviewing you. Do you have anything else to add before we end this episode?
I'm glad that it appears that everything was recorded.
Yeah, fingers
and
crossed.
Documented.
If not,
If not, there's no episode 50.
We're just going straight to 51.
We're skipping. It's like skipping a floor on a hotel, like because it's haunted.
Yep.
We're just not gonna call it. Yeah.
No.
But I appreciate you doing this. It was pretty last minute, and
It was my pleasure.
yeah, because you were a part of this when it first started. So, is there anything you want to add about like what's changed, or what you think has like gotten better about the podcast, or remembering when it first started?
Yeah, no, it was I just love that you do this, and I love that you have this, and I love that the listeners have this. It's still a subject that is, taboo, and you're really doing your part in getting it out there and more conversation started about it, and I absolutely love that. As far as you go, I can definitely see a boost in your confidence as it was before. I can see your goals, and they're very clear, and I think you're gonna freaking go places, dude. If you stick with this, I can see huge things for you in this, and I'm just really glad you're doing it, and we're lucky to have you.
Me too. I wasn't sure for a while. One last thing, and then we'll wrap up because I know you gotta go. One thing that you have, because you've known me since I got clean.
Mm-hmm.
So what is one thing, besides the confidence thing, which I've noticed that myself, that you have seen, because you've been able to see me from like basically day one. I don't know if you were at the first recovery meeting that I ever went to. I can't remember who all was there. I can remember a few faces because it was overwhelming. But you've been able to see me from like the beginning of recovery to now, which is almost it's over 5.5 years, which is insane.
Yeah, it is absolutely insane.
So anything to add there?
Yeah.
I'm looking for some validation here.
Yeah, a bunch of things. One of them being like, I remember you were just so unsure if this is what you wanted. Like, and we all, as addicts, we all, still want to use.
Yeah.
But I think, and you were so young, and you're like, I was just like, oh, I hope he just sticks with it just long enough.
Yeah.
And then you had the whole mental health too. You like got bombarded by both sides, or all like 5 sides of whatever shape, it's taken. You've struggled and you made it. Just the strength that in and of itself takes, not including everything else going on in your life. It's been relieving to see.
Because you remember when I used to come over when I used to come over to the house, everybody it was like a safe haven that you guys had, the house. Yes. That everyone would just show up to and just be like, my life sucks.
Yes.
Or shit's going down.
Yes.
Because we could, because there was 2 addicts living there that had been around for a while, and we could just be like, this is a safe spot for us to go. And that was such an important part of my recovery and just my journey and self-growth, because like there was times I just knew that I could go over there, but it could be last minute. As long as someone who was home, I could go over there. Absolutely. And I was not the only one that did that. No. There was multiple people. Yes. The doors were always open, and it not only benefited the people who came over, but definitely the people who lived there. That's all about the community. Yeah, because like there were times that you might have been isolating, and like somebody showed up, and it was like, for sure, you ruined my isolation. Yes, God damn it! But I'm glad you did. Yeah, but thank you. Yeah, because it made my night so much better. Yeah. Yeah. Well, again, I thank you. I appreciate it. All right. Well, thank you so much. No problem. Until next time.